Hello everyone, what are you expecting today? Because whatever you expect, that's exactly what you're going to receive. I think that my video is a little crooked. I want to bring you my understanding when it comes to affirmations. What are affirmations? What do they mean to me? Everything has a meaning. Everything has a purpose. Your affirmations have a purpose. When we talk about manifestation, we are talking about changing the mind. When you change the mind, your reality changes. We know that we have been conditioned to think a certain way, meaning you have to go to school, you have to get a job, then after you get the job, you get married, you have kids, and maybe you live in a little country or a little city somewhere with a little fence, and you take the kids to school and you come home and you do your job and you meet with friends on the weekends and you go vacation, you come home. And then you end up being 65, you go on in a rocking chair and you think about all the past, where you've been or where you should have been. And that doesn't sound appealing to anyone. So we have raised in consciousness and awareness that there has to be more to life. When I asked myself those questions 7, 8 years ago, who am I? Why am I here? And why is life so difficult? Even though I had a beautiful job, and I was married and I had a beautiful home, a custom made home. I was working very close to an interior designer, so my home looked beautiful. I wasn't happy. I started making certain YouTube videos when it came to interior design, but I stopped. So I was dabbling, I was doing certain things, but it didn't matter what I was trying to do, I kept going back. I was going a little forward, I kept coming back. And I did not know at the time that what was taking me forward was this desire, but then my thoughts were it came in the way. And it took that desire, it stole that desire from me. And I wasn't aware at the time what was happening, but when I asked these questions, I went through an awakening, and that awakening was the worst experience of my life. In fact, it was revealed to me the power of manifestation in my body. My body, mind, and soul were separated into 3 entities, and I could see what was happening in the mind, and then I could see what was happening in the body and what was happening in my thoughts and words. It was a very, very scary experience. I like the way Neville says, I speak from experience, and so I speak from experience as well. And I learned the power of thought. How you think, and it comes into your reality just like that, like literally just like that. How quickly the mind operates, how quickly our thoughts operate, and how they take effect in the feeling in the body, and what happens. Or when when you think something, you see an image, you think something, and you say something else. This chaos that happens in you, it is so real and it is so drastic that to the visible eye is hard to see. But because it was revealed to me and I've experienced it, it's not, I think what I'm trying to say is, if you only knew what happens at a cellular level and at a spiritual level, when you are divided, your body can't take it. Your mind cannot take it. And we have conditioned the mind to take this kind of mentality and behavior, to think something else, to say something else, and do something else. We've been conditioned to do it, but we don't know how much damage it's causing to our bodies and to our life in general, period. We have no idea. But nonetheless, so what are affirmations? To me, affirmations obviously has to do with what you say. It's either negative or positive. You can't say that the battery, the negative end is worse than the positive, right? It's just the battery, it's a whole content, it's a whole piece. So affirmations, you can't say they're positive. No, affirmations are what you say, your language, your vocabulary. And because we see something different in our mind, we say something different and do something different, there's a name for that. People have given it a name. So what are affirmations, and how should we affirm, and how should we have a wholesome life? I believe, from my experience, when we see an image in the mind and we speak of that image, and we go in the direction of the image, guess what? That is going to move mountains. The power that is behind that unity is extremely powerful. So, okay, I'm trying to make a decision if I should share this with you or not, but I will. So how did I come to my awakening was this. I've asked those questions, and I was unaware that the subconscious mind, when you ask a question of it, it will give you an experience, right? It will not just give you an answer like, oh, read it here. Because I kept reading and studying for years, but it never got to the heart. I never understood. So the subconscious mind said, okay, well, let me show you, right? Let me show you who you are, why you're here, and the meaning of life. So I was in this place of struggle, and one day I was stuck in the kitchen, and I couldn't walk and I couldn't talk. It was as if I was in a default mode. In that moment, I was very scared, but my brain was locked. I couldn't do anything because I have been imagining so many things, saying different things, and acting in a different way that my brain was locked. It wouldn't allow me to do anything anymore. And in that moment, it was so scary that nobody outside myself could help me. Like literally, I was turned into, like I could not move at all. Nobody was around me. Everybody was in the house. I couldn't speak. I couldn't scream. I couldn't yell. I couldn't do anything. So what did I do? I was the only person. And I had this image of me in bed, as if this is my desire. I want to go to bed. I want to go to bed right now. Like, I don't want to be here. This is scary. I just want to go right to bed. But when I said that, I looked at my body and my body wasn't moving. So therefore, I wanted to be in bed, but I was looking at my body at the same time and it wasn't in bed. So there was that difference. And then I said, I can walk, but I couldn't walk because I could see my body still. So my thoughts were saying my body is still, but I said I want to walk. And that's when something happened with me and I began to see three different things separate. It was revealed to me what I have been doing for so long. And obviously I can't go deeper into that because it's hard to explain what I could feel and sense and see and all of that. But it was then when I began to adjust. I began to make small adjustments. And I began to make small adjustments. I said, okay, I am going to the bedroom and I want to be in bed. And then I hold on only to that image and I said, I think I can. When I said I think I can, I just put a foot forward, but I was still not ready to go. I didn't have the power to go. Because I said, I am going to bed. I'm going to lay in bed. I ignored the fact that I was not moving. And I said, I think I can. And when I said, I think I can, I made a little step. That didn't work. Then again, I said, okay, I am going to bed. I am going to lay in bed. I know I can. When I said that, so I saw the image. I ignored reality. And I said, I can go to bed. I went to bed like an arrow. When you let go of an arrow, I went to bed so fast, so quickly. I was wondering, how did I get in bed? Like I thought I went through walls. I don't know how it happened, but I ended up in bed. So there is a difference. As we make these small adjustments in our thinking, in our images, and the things we say, if they are not aligned, you don't understand. They keep you stuck. The reason you don't pick up the phone, the reason you don't go and visit so-and-so, the reason you don't do this, it's because you have a division between your mind or your images, your thoughts, your self-talk, and then your outer vocabulary. And that's what keeps you stuck. I mean, this is a physical thing. This is how thoughts turn into things, in the sense that when I said I am going to bed and I saw myself in bed and ignored the reality that I was stuck, and I said I can go to bed, and when I said that and I've aligned it with the image, I've ignored the reality, the circumstance, and I said that, my body went so quickly. So affirmations depends on how you do them. A lot of people say, well, keep affirming, keep affirming, keep affirming. And that's good. Keep affirming. But you've got to be aligned with the image inside your mind. And you've got to have the self-talk, which means you can't say, well, I'm stuck in this present circumstance. So it's like this. I want to be with my SP. So you see yourself with your SP. Then you keep looking at your circumstance and say, well, he's not here. And then you say, well, I wonder if we're going to be together. I think we're going to be together. It's never going to happen. Energy does not move. I could not move because my energy couldn't move my body. It's the energy that moves the body, and the energy is the thoughts and the images. So you can't say affirmations, or you can. Let me put it this way. You can affirm. You can affirm. And you know what? Naturally, it does happen that images begin to imprint themselves in your mind. So I'm not saying you should not affirm. I'm just saying that to speed up your manifestation, you must become a whole, person. What that means is see the image you want to see, think the thoughts you want to think, describe that image, and say what you see. That's the fastest way to manifestation. That's the quickest way to manifestation. There's nothing else. When a person says, I have integrity, or they have integrity, or they're a person of integrity, what that's saying is, this person, what they say they do. Obviously, they're thinking that, they're imagining that, and they're going to end up doing it. That's the person that manifests the quickest and sees results the quickest in their lives. I talked about how to defy your logic, or how to defy your circumstance and say something that you would rather see. So the secret in all of this is to deny the present circumstance. When it comes to your affirmations, the key, the middle, the secret is to completely deny where you're at. I talked in my previous video about my luggage and how I defied circumstances and I manifested a beach trip. So you must defy the logic, which says, but you're here. You say, but I want to be there. But you're here, but I want to be there. You must keep vibrating or sending these signals to where you want to be. So your images, your thoughts, and your words have to be aligned. They have to be one. You have to be one, right? The Bible says, okay, one God. There is no other power other than your thoughts, images, self-talk, and your words on the outside. So your affirmations should be in alignment with the images you see, and your self-talk should be in alignment. Otherwise, you're stuck. And I was physically stuck. So that's what happens to your body. And it was revealed to me because I asked the questions, who am I? Why am I here? What's the meaning of life? What I was asking instead is, who am I? Tell me, what's my power? What am I supposed to do with my power? And how can I use this power to change my life? I did not know at the time, but that's what I was asking for. I was asking for my power and authority because I wasn't happy. And I was not happy because I was imagining something else, I was speaking something else, and then I was doing something different. And if you don't like where you're at right now, it doesn't matter the circumstance, it doesn't matter. Think only about what it is that you want, imagine it, talk about it. And be in alignment with the self-talk. That means whatever you keep thinking in the mind. So the words or your affirmations, negative or positive, are only a reflection of that which you think. Meaning, let me put it this way. If you don't see anything in your imagination, you're going to keep talking of the negative or the present circumstance. He's not here. The money's not here. The house is not here. The job is not here. You're going to keep talking about it. So in order for you to bring what's here, from the mind to the hand, keep seeing it. Because the more you see it, the more you're going to talk about it. The more you see it, the more you're going to talk about it. So my encouragement would be, start visualizing. Allow yourself to see it. Go back there as often as you can. And as you go there, talk about it. Talk to yourself. Keep affirming to yourself, yes, I am here. Yes, I have the money. Wow, I have the money. And as this circumstance grips your heart and says, but you don't have the money, but you don't have the money, but the SP is not here, remember, this energy inside of you is not moving anywhere. It's not moving, it's not manifesting. So the secret is to completely ignore the present circumstance. That's the secret to manifestation. I believe that there's nothing else. In order to manifest what it is you want instead of what you're wishing for, that's the secret. Deny the present circumstance. Deny it completely. So when you've learned to deny it completely, that is when your manifestation will come very, very quickly, because that's when energy is being released and allowed to go and do the work. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you appreciate this video. Thank you for understanding, and I am looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye now.